Hello and welcome to another motors.co.uk new car review. Now the car we're going to be looking at today is the powerful new Bentley Continental GT V8. But before we dive in and find out what it's like, please remember to subscribe to the motors.co.uk YouTube channel. Give this video a like and leave us a comment underneath. And please remember to hit that bell icon so you get notified each and every time we upload a new video. Bentley, as a car maker, has an almost untouched reputation for creating luxurious yet effortlessly powerful road cars. The Continental GT has been one of its most popular to date, bringing a sense of everyday to Bentley. And now there's a new one. This one in particular has a thumping great V8 under the bonnet, but the question is, can it bring that everyday performance that people love about the Continental GT with some new features? Let's find out.
The styling of the Continental GT is classically Bentley. It's robust and distinctly premium, with the high-end grille meeting the ultra-large alloy wheels to form a car which looks both purposeful but in keeping with the rest of the firm's range. It's a clever evolution on the old Conti's looks, but it's certainly not boring or old hat, that's for sure. The Continental GT V8 uses, as you'd expect from the name, a V8 engine. It's a 4-litre twin turbocharged unit developing 542 brake horsepower and 770 Nm of torque.
As you'd expect from a Bentley, the interior of the Continental GT is a masterclass in luxurious quality. There's hand-stitched leather everywhere. You've got some nice real metal elements to contrast it too. And of course you've got some Bentley hallmarks like the organ stoppers for the air vents. There's also this rotating screen, which, even though you probably won't use it too much, just never fails to impress. But most importantly, that screen behind it is one of Bentley's best yet. It's far more user-friendly than the one in the old Continental, and it's got the features that you'd expect from a car at this sort of price point. Overall, it's an impressively well executed interior and one which feels special each and every time you get into it. Though the Continental GT V8 is technically the entry point to the GT range, you shouldn't think that it's got entry-level performance. 0 to 60 comes in a snick under 4 seconds, and all out it'll do 198 miles an hour, so there's definitely enough under your right foot to keep things interesting. There's also 770 Nm of torque, which means that if you are wanting to overtake at any given time, you really do have enough torque there to pull you through and pull you along. But what it does so well is iron out all of the creases in the road. The suspension is really nicely maintained throughout any type of lumps and bumps that you have to deal with. It means that as well as having that incredible performance on tap, you really do have a car that takes the backache out of longer journeys. And as well as that, Bentley has fitted this new V8 engine with cylinder deactivation technology, which means that it can actually shut down a bank of cylinders when it's just coasting along on the motorway. And because of that technology, Bentley says that you should get 500 miles from a tank, and that means that this car has genuine touring ability. There's nothing worse than having to stop at petrol stations each way along every 250 miles on a long trip, and this car is a car that you won't have to do that in. Elsewhere, things just feel luxurious and they feel high quality. The ride, again, is excellent. The suspension does so well on the UK's roads, and the steering has a decent amount of weight to it, but it's not overburdened with that sense of sportiness that makes it really quite a chore to drive. In short, it's just a very well-rounded driving experience, and one that you really can enjoy each and every day, whether you're pootling along at 40 miles an hour or smashing down the German autobahns. Wherever this car goes, it's going to flatter your whole experience of driving. Luckily, the fundamentals are done very well too. The driving position is excellent, although the steering wheel could come a little bit further towards you. The pillars up front are quite thick, which means you do have to take a little bit more consideration when coming up to junctions or exiting roundabouts. And over the shoulder, there's not such a massive rear screen, but it's kind of what you expect from a car like this. Though it does look like quite a large car when it's static, out on the road it doesn't feel too big or too cumbersome to deal with. In fact, the whole car tends to shrink around you, and even on lanes like we're on today, it doesn't feel overly large or too difficult to navigate. And that means that realistically, wherever you go, it's going to fit. Again, like we found on other Bentleys, The shift paddles in the Conti GT are a little bit short, but in a car like this, it doesn't feel like too much of a hindrance really. They are quite stubby, which means you're not going to grab them, but this is a car in which you just sit in, select drive, and you just crack on. You don't have to worry about changing gears yourself. It's fair to say that finessing a car like the Continental GT is quite a big job. The old car was so popular that you can understand why Bentley really had to make this new car work, and it's fair to say that it's done the job well. The new car is better, it's more refined, and this V8 engine is definitely the one to pick for against the older W12. It's lighter and more agile, and therefore it just feels slightly more engaging than those cars with the larger engine. It's safe to say that if you do want a GT car that's able to outpace nearly everything else on the road, as well as being as comfortable and as luxurious as a Bentley should, then the GT really is one of the best cars around.